Hello. I am being approximately zero productive today, thus far. I'm trying to. I have a slippery hand because I'm drinking an iced coffee. My makeup, look at my makeup on my face. It's not sticking right. It's very weird. And then look at the rashes are back. I had gotten rid of them. There's here, here, here. I think they've got to be at least somewhat stress induced. They have to, because I had a couple of days where I was super stressed, super upset, super really struggling. And now I look like this. It's so bad. And this is driving me batty. That's crazy. But anyway, so I look like this for the video. But I was just going to talk about experiencing new things as a mom, I guess. So we're in a very busy time of year. And, I posted and talked about to homeschool or not to homeschool and all of that stuff. And so I don't know if this is like a long-term thing or what, but in talks of having a third child, I'm not saying we're actively talking about that or whatever, but it's been on the table. Okay. And I've always said I wanted a May birthday. And I have not gotten a May birthday yet with my girls or anything. And so there was a video that I saw, and I sent it to my sister-in-law and my cousin, and it was like, welcome to May, and it's like graduations, recitals, choir concerts, or it was listed all this stuff. It's like Mother's Day, teacher appreciation, stuff, and I'm like, yeah, what the heck? I went shopping yesterday for Mother's Day and teacher appreciation. It was so expensive, and I still forgot to get a card, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was so crazy. And so anyway, I sent that out. My sister-in-law goes, I tried to tell you. What are you thinking wanting a May birthday? I tried to tell you. So it has been crazy because this month my daughter graduates preschool. The first week of June, she has a dance recital. And that kind of leads me into the last couple of days. So this week I'm like, well, there's just a lot going on. So Monday, was there anything special about Monday? It was a busy day, but I don't think there was anything special about Monday. But it was busy because, my daughter's in school and there's usually appointments, and then I'm working, and then she stays the night at my mom's, and all this stuff's going on Monday. But anyway, and then yesterday was Tuesday, and, we have some things on Tuesdays, and I had to take care of everything in the morning and do some errands, and I needed my mom's help to pick out a stain for my grandma's tables and all this stuff. And then came back and got my younger daughter down for a nap, and then I was like, I gotta go. And I did all this shopping and everything yesterday, and it wasn't good retail therapy. It was I'm stressed that I'm spending so much money, and I'm having to think of everyone and try to get everything in order. So, and then last night was dance, and it was recital pictures. And this is where I'm coming around to, because last night was recital pictures. Today was donuts with grown-ups at my daughter's school, and school pictures, because school pictures were supposed to be last week, but it was not good weather and it rained and stuff, so they postponed it. So there was so much going on today for the school. So yesterday, whenever I got back from shopping, I'm like, okay, well, we've got to have a bath and stuff because you have pictures the next 2 days. So experiencing new things as a mom is wild, because I did dance one year. I was 3 years old. It did not stick. I was not that kid. I was just not that kid. My daughter is that kid. I was not that kid. Plus, but my daughter is older than I was whenever I did that. Hi. You need help. Let me see. There's nothing in there. So, don't you touch my coffee. You're going to do it anyway, aren't you? Okay. So get out of here. That's not yours. Here, that's yours. Bye. Get my coffee. So anyway, so a lot of times with things like school or the dance studio or sometimes even the homeschool group, different things, I'm like, I must really be kind of, something's up with me because I just feel like I don't understand what's going on half the time. I'm like, either all of these people are terrible communicators or my brain is just not wired the same as other people's or something, you know, maybe I'm too much of something or other or whatever, because things come up and I'm like, I don't understand. Well, here's what's funny. This whole dance thing, there's a portal, there's an app that they utilize for payments, for signing up for classes. Like they use this thing, and there's the ability on there to send out messages, but they never do. They never message. The only communication that they do is through Facebook. On their Facebook page, they'll post things, and it's the most vague idea of what is happening. And then that's where I go, it must be me, because this comes up a lot. It must be me. Like, why don't I understand? I'm learning that it is not me. It is them, and probably like these other places too, because, and I'm not trying to like toot my own horn about that, but I'm just saying, so like, I think it was like Monday, I was in town and I just so happened to pull up Facebook and it popped up and it was like, reminder, recital pictures this week. And I was like, when was the announcement? When did you tell us that the recital pictures were this week? Reminder, where was the initial telling us of this? And I'm not trying to like whine and complain about this dance studio, because it's a great dance studio. Like, I'm literally not. It's great. I have no complaints, other than the communication is just kind of like not the best. So I am friends with my daughter's teacher on Facebook, and I just sent her a message. And I was like, hey, I just saw this. Is this even for my daughter's class? And she was like, yes, it is. She's like, wear the tumbling recital costume there. Bring something to change into to have class after pictures. Bring the dance recital costume. Make sure you have ballet and tap shoes. And then she'll change again for dance class after the pictures. Wear your hair however you want. You know, do her hair however you want. I said, I will make sure the other moms that I like know pretty well and have their phone numbers or whatever, I said, I'll make sure that they saw this. And so I sent it out. One of them, the little girls, wasn't there and wasn't going to be there this week or whatever. But so I sent it out. And then the other mom goes, yeah, I needed to message them about this. I said, what are your questions? Because I just did that. And I thought, thank God it's not just me, right? So then I'm in this whole hoop-to-do of trying to like make sure everything's perfect for pictures and, you know, all of this. Lost her bow for a while. It was hooked on the actual costume, but I tore this house apart. And so did my husband, and so did my daughter. And we're like, where's the bow? Well, anyway, so get her all done up the best I can, whatever. And I'm like, she looks really cute and everything. And so we went, and it's like chaos there. And the whole like dance and tumbling area, like the whole floor is like blocked off to where you can't really see what's going on, but it seems like it's the whole like picture staging area. And I thought, how are they going to have class if they're doing pictures all night? Like, they're doing one after another. How are they going to have class? Then I discovered that my daughter's actual teacher is not even there. She had to go do something else, which is fine. Again, it sounds like I'm complaining. I'm not. It's just a series of events, right? So then we get there, and I'll have to backtrack some about another post that I saw like that night, like that Monday night, the night before all of this. So I saw 2 posts, and I was like, I have questions about both of them, but I'll just wait till I get to class about this other one. I'll circle back to that post. But anyway, so the owner comes out, and she was like, does anybody have the forms? I thought she meant this other form that I will get to. And then it was like, no, it was these forms for the pictures. And I'm like, did we have access to these forms before now? Like, I don't know. And so then she tells us to come over here and fill out these forms. So I go and I get this form, and my friend is not there yet. The other mom, she's not there yet. And I am really bad to get flustered and in a hurry and question my brain and its ability to comprehend anything. And then I just like whip through stuff and I mess it up every time. I do it every time. So I'm looking at this form and I get hung, I put my daughter's name and phone number, forget my email, and then it says costume. I'm like, what do I put for costume? And I get all hung up on that, and I go over and I ask the owner, I'm like, what do I put for costume? She says, nothing, leave it blank. I got it. So, okay, I leave it blank. So then I'm looking at these packages and I get confused because there's like 2 digital media packages, but it doesn't really break down what it is. And I thought like this one, and I thought this one didn't have a price. And so I thought the digital media, I thought it was the same. I thought the digital media package was the digital media package. It was just up here. And then down here, it broke down what it was. And I was like, okay. And then whatever about your other packages. And I'm looking and I'm like, whatever, doesn't even really matter. I don't think anybody wants like physical pictures, and if I have the digital, then I can print them off anyway, so like I'll just get this and whatever. So I fill it out and I give it to him, and I Venmo $49. Now, here's a gentle reminder that I wasn't thinking about at the time. This is what? Tumbling class. My daughter also has what? Dance class. Right. And I was like, okay, so I Venmo'd the $49. And then my friend gets there. So then she starts filling out this form. She's like, what? She's filling out this form. And she remembers the email address. I was like, I didn't put my email address on that one. She's like, what about costume? I said, well, she said leave it blank. And then she is like looking at the packages. And I had asked about the digital, like whenever I went to hand it in, I asked about the digital one that I was talking about. And that is the recital pictures. So we're here doing recital pictures, but no, that is going to be like pictures of the actual recital. So then I like give the form because I've already Venmo'd and I've already done the stuff because I had to wait for the photographer to come back out. And then I'm like, oh, and then now my friend's here, and she was like, no, here's this other digital package. And I said, oh, this one, she said, was the actual recital. And I said, that's the thing, is like, I have a feeling they're going to tell us that we can't take pictures while we're there because this is available, right? So like, they're probably going to tell us we can't take pictures. And I don't want to break the rules, but like, we're not going to know till we get there because they don't tell you anything. So I'm like, can we take our own pictures? Can we take our own video? Because I'll come back to the video thing again. I have this whole other part of things to tell. So then I said, oh, I bet we need a second form for dance. So then I asked the owner. She says, yes, you need to fill out another form. Okay. Well, I'm not going to buy the recital package twice, right? So then I'm like, I just do like these 4x6s, whatever. And I Venmo again. And I give the form. Okay, my friend and I did not put costumes on 4 of our forms. Nothing. Because that's what we were told. These other moms start pouring in because there's only like there's only a couple of us that our kids do both classes. So tumbling class is huge. And it's chaos. And there's all these moms. And everybody has like the same questions as me. And I was like, you mean I'm not stupid? What? And I was like, this is so funny and so great. Like maybe I'm not crazy, you know what I mean? And so then I'm helping answer some of these questions, but by default, what happens there? I start telling people, no, you're supposed to leave the costume blank, which doesn't make any sense to me. So then there's that. And then another mom is told later, no, write this in the costume. What? So all of you guys, the photographer has all of these forms that's blank. One of mine doesn't even have my email on it. I was like, okay, whatever. So then it's like they're done with the pictures. The owner comes out and she's like, okay, get changed. And I know what I was told in the message from the teacher, but the teacher isn't even there. And I'm like, again, chaos, all this is going on. And I'm like, hey, what are we changing into? Not the chaos. Hey, what are we changing into? Chaos. My friend is gone. I'm like, I need to find out because she's probably going to change her for class. And there's literally like 10 minutes left that they would even have class. I don't think they're going to have class. So I'm like, hey, what are we changing into? So I'm the crazy person. Everybody else is doing their thing. And I'm like, ah! And so I look over and my friend is like coming out of the bathroom with her daughter in the dance recital costume. And I was like, I think that's probably what we're going to do. I guess she's just really good at that problem where I need the confirmation. I'm like, I guess she is great at like asserting herself and going, there's no way they're going to do class. We're just going to do this. But I was like, this is what I was told. I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So I finally get the owner's attention. I'm like, she goes, no, you know what? She said we were supposed to do class. But she's like, first of all, the teacher's not even here. She's like, second of all, it's just chaos in here. And all of that back there, which we couldn't see it at the time. I was later able to see it. But anyway, she's like, all of that back there is just cameras and lighting and everything. She goes, I don't even know how we could do a class. She's like, so if you guys are just good with it, we just won't do a class. Which, that does suck because recital is coming up. And we have 5-year-olds and they haven't even learned the whole routine yet. So I'm like, this is a bold choice. But also, I'm looking here too. Like, here's how I personally felt. I understand what they're doing and there's a schedule. But I almost think that we needed like a separate time for pictures and still have the class. That's how I feel. But I'm not running it and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I think that's what needed to happen. And I mean, this place has been open for like years. And so you would think they would have it down. And I'm not saying they don't have it down. It's just, yeah. Anyway. So I'm like, okay. She goes, yeah. So just change into the dance thing. So I was like, whatever. They're already good. So I went over and I was like, well, we were supposed to be changing for class, but now they're not having class. She goes, I thought we were doing pictures. And I was like, well, but we're in 2 classes. And so they were going to do this, whatever. But I was like, you're right. You got it. You're already there. You're good. So then I had to go find a place. This place has 1 bathroom. It has a secondary bathroom in the owner's office, like upstairs, tucked back away. And she was letting people go up there. But like otherwise, like they don't have changing area. Like they don't have that. So then I'm like back in some back corner, like shielding my daughter and trying to get this thing on her. Little backstory. When we got these costumes, they measured our kids for these costumes at the very beginning of January. Recital is in June. These are children who are growing. My daughter is growing. I mean, like, she's like growing. She has exploded and has grown. And I had like a little bit of a confrontation with this other woman that works up there because when we got them and they wanted me to sign off, I'm like, I don't think that this is going to fit her in June. And it was like, when I say, like, I am a non-confrontational person, but I was like, these are expensive. They're like $90 an outfit. Like, I am not going to pay $90 for an outfit and then get to that day and it not fit my child and she can't be in the recital because she doesn't have an outfit. And I mean, they were just arguing me tooth and nail. Not the owner, not the teacher. It's another person. And I was very upset with that person. I didn't like the way that she handled me, but I was like, I don't want to sign off of it on it. Like, what do I do? And they're like, no, it fits. It's fine. And I'm like, it fits today. So fast forward, that was like a month ago. Okay, so then last night, I got the tumbling costume on her, but then here I am changing her into her dance one. I barely got this child in this. And then I literally, when we tried it on before, I had to like stick my knee in her back and pull like this to snap it. Last night, it was awful. I mean, my husband is even like, I'm going to take that out to the shop and hang a weight off of it to stretch it out because that's crazy. Because we have another month. And so anyway, so I'm trying to get this thing on her. Finally get it on her. And we're going to go do, not me, but we're going to go do the pictures. Well, this other girl comes in and she's just in regular leotard, whatever. And I know her mom too. And she came in and then I wasn't really paying attention. And then later I'm like, they're going to go do these pictures. I'm like, this little girl's dressed like this. And I'm like, I know she was signed up before the deadline. So what's going on? Well, then I hear the owner say, you can come and watch until your mom gets back with your costume. And I thought, oh, she must have like forgot about it. Not even thinking. Well, because she's not a mom that I have her phone number or anything. I know her outside of like my kids and dance and school. I know her outside of all that. And it never occurred to me to send anything to her to make sure she knew. And I should have, because apparently she had no idea. She's like, they only communicate on Facebook. Their stuff doesn't even show up on my feed. I had no idea we were doing pictures. Like, she's coming back trying to throw her kid in this, and she goes, are we doing tights? Are we not doing tights? How do I do her hair? She's like, oh my gosh, I don't have a hairbrush. My friend had a hairbrush. And she's like, I would have made her look so cute. She said, I was literally taking my thumb and like getting chocolate off her face in the parking lot because I just thought we were coming to dance tonight. I didn't know it was pictures. I didn't know we were doing recital pictures. So she was very upset, and I understand her point. So all of this is going on, and I'm trying to help her. I'm like, hey, is everybody wearing tights? Yeah, okay, hey, yeah, they're all wearing tights. Put tights on her. And like, so we're doing all of that. And then also I was told in the message that for the dance pictures, they were going to have pictures in ballet shoes and tap shoes. So when they got done with the pictures and everybody's like starting to file out, I'm like, aren't we not done? And that's the thing. It sounds like I'm being a Karen or I'm complaining. I'm genuinely not. I don't care. I'm just literally standing here like, I just need to know what we're doing. Like, I don't care. I'm like, aren't we doing pictures with tap shoes? Because I just want to make sure we're doing what we need to do. And especially if we're paying this much money, I want to make sure that we're getting what we're supposed to be getting. Like, I don't know. And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fine. That's all I needed to know. And so anyway, so then like we left, and it just was what it was. Like, it was fine. But so they didn't have any of the classes. Well, the other post that I was talking about, it was more about the recital. And it's very, again, just like snippets, whispers of the little bit of information. It's like, okay, don't forget recitals are coming up. You can purchase, I have a backstory to this too, but I'm not going to tell it. But you can purchase bouquets through our local florist through the portal, like the dance portal. And basically, that's pretty self-explanatory. The florist is going to be there that morning. You can pick up your bouquet. That's a great system. Okay, so I already went on the portal and ordered the bouquet. The other thing was the, what do you call it? It's like a videographer, I guess. And so you could get this recital video. But you have to get a form. Forms are supposed to be at the studio. Okay, so this brings me back to last night, and she's telling us, do you have a form? And I'm like, I've not received any. I came here to get the form, and then it became that it was forms about the pictures. Well, I'm looking at this counter, and I'm like, I don't see a form for the videographer one, because circling back, the thing is I don't really need a video of the entire recital. I just need my daughter. She's going to be in a tumbling routine, I guess. And then she's going to have a ballet routine and a tap routine. That is all I need. But I feel like maybe they're going to tell us, no, you can't. You have to get it from us or whatever. I don't know. And so I'm like, so then I don't want to miss it. So I even looked at this form online, and maybe I just need to just print it out and kind of cut the hassle of blah, 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 who's on first and looking like an idiot. I feel like that's all I ever do. But I'm like, maybe I just need to print it off and fill it out. But I'm looking at this form, and I'm like, it shows like blah, 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 recital video, $35. And then it says USB option, $10. And so then I'm like, does that mean if I buy it, it's $35, and then I can tack on the $10 if I would like it on a USB? Or is it like I bring you my USB and it's $10? I feel like that wouldn't be right. I feel like it's probably the other, but it doesn't, it breaks it down as like two different, I don't know. And so I'm like, okay, well, and still no form was to be found. And then there was so much chaos going on with the pictures, I was unable to ask about the form for the videographer. Then it says on that same post that anybody that's coming to this recital outside of the performers has to buy a ticket. And it does not tell you how much the tickets are, and it didn't tell you where to get the tickets. Somebody did last night when we were there was asking about the tickets, and she's like, it's on the portal. Ma'am, I'm not being rude. I was on the portal last night, and they had a ticket on there. And then she like verifies, and she goes, oh, hey, it's not on the portal yet, but it will be on the portal. And still, we don't know how much that is. We have no idea. And I have an entire family that wants to come and watch this. But again, they don't want to come and watch the whole recital. They just want to watch my daughter. So, you know, my mom's already been like, you know, I'll buy our tickets for like me, your dad, and your grandma. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, and I'll buy your ticket or whatever. I was like, no, that's fine. Like, well, because I feel like we need to buy everybody's ticket. But it's like, we're paying for this class every month. 2 $90 recital costumes, picture packages, a floral bouquet, and maybe like a video. I'm like, and tickets. I'm like, wow, okay. This is why they talk about kids costing a lot, or dance. This is why everybody talks about it. And we're not in competition. My child is not going to be in competition to, you know, gymnastics or dance. I mean, until like further notice. That's not anything that no. I mean, unless she is like way older and still in it and is like, Mom, I really want to do this, we would consider that. But like, as far as I'm concerned, competition is so not even, absolutely not. But still, I'm like, if this is how much a recital is, competitions, oh my gosh, you know. But also it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And not once in a lifetime, like she may do this next year. But she loves it. Like, this is like her thing. She loves it so much. And it's exciting to me to have found a thing. I don't think she's going to be like super athletic, you know. And so I'm excited to have found a thing, but it's just like, dang. And that's why that one mom was like, we're just doing cheer. Because the studio does cheer, gymnastics, and dance. And so cheer's the only thing we're not doing. But she's like, no. She's like, dance is expensive. But honestly, everything I'm doing for this recital, that's across the board with all the classes. It's not just a dance thing, you know. Just with dance, you need like 2 different kinds of shoes. Well, at the beginning of the school year, we were told 3. And then there's one whole type of shoe we're not even using. But anyway, yeah. So like you have to have like the shoes and stuff. But outside of that, it's about the same. Because we're not in competition, you know. So anyway, it's crazy just stepping into new things and learning new things. And it is comforting to see all these other moms go, what? You know, it is nice. I have learned my lesson, like, when a form is presented, wait for my friend. Like, I'm just going to get overwhelmed. I can be the question asker, and I can pass out the information via cell phone. But when a form is handed to me, I'd be like, I need my friend. I am not going to understand this. And again, like, I can ask the questions, but like the basic things about like this package, because they look at you like, well, yeah, I said this digital thing, is that on top of this? She goes, well, if that's what you want. I'm like, okay. And then she said, you know, I'm like, you're doing it so it makes sense to you, but I'm not doing it, so you have to tell me. So anyway, it was a wild time. But so she had pictures last night at the dance studio, and then she has school pictures this morning. So I got up and got ready, and then I woke her up and I was getting her ready, and then my husband got up and he got our youngest daughter up and got her ready, and then we went and had a donut. And then my youngest daughter was crying and she wanted to stay and she wants to go to school there. And I'm not ready for her to go to school. I'm just not. But I am excited to see all these pictures. I think the school pictures, it's like $15 and you get every picture she takes of your child and the group pictures, and you just bring her a USB. That's what it is. That's all it is. I'm like, see, That I can do. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. I got to go get her in about an hour. I have a lot of stuff to try to make work today, but it's after I get my daughter from school. Like, if I can get my younger daughter down for a nap, and then just everything gets like cramped up this afternoon, if it works out or if it doesn't, we'll see. So much going on this week, and teacher appreciation, and then Mother's Day. And nothing has been discussed on what we're doing for my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. It's sneaking up on everybody. My mom keeps talking about it, but my uncle's coming in town to visit, I guess, or something. And then we'll go to church with my grandma or whatever. But like, if you're already having like a family visit, it's hard to like throw all that stuff in there. And then there's a mother-in-law, and then, you know, that's where it's like, then there's no time for you, you know? And my husband said, oh yeah, and then we're going to do something for you too. And I'm like, we haven't even talked about your own mother. I'm sure the fact that I am a mom on Mother's Day definitely escapes your mind. Like, yeah, I'm raising your kids, but it doesn't mean I get a day. You know, you know, it is what it is. It's fine. I'm like, listen, I can have Mother's Day like next month or something, but that's Father's Day, you know. And he'll take off and he'll go fishing all day. That's what he'll do. He's like, it's my day, and that's what I want to do. And I'm like, I handed out gifts and baked casseroles or baked food, you know, made food and did all that on Mother's Day. It's fine. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I want my Mother's Day to be on a different weekend. There's a lot going on this week. Yeah. So anyway, thanks for joining me with my like crazy new life lessons that I'm learning. So anyway, we'll talk soon. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.